The U.S. has approved the first ever GLP-1 pill for obesity, and that moved shares of Novo Nordisk up today. Let's go to Evan Seigerman on this. He's managing director, head of healthcare research at BMO Capital Markets. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
How different is the Wegovy pill from the injections that are being used these days?
Great question. So from an efficacy perspective, which everyone cares about, the weight loss is on par with what you get from Wegovy, which is Novo Nordisk's flagship injection, except the difference here is you have to take it every day. So that may be a benefit for some folks who don't like needles, but a drawback for people who don't want to deal with it every day. But what it does, it allows a wider swath of patients access to this drug because some may want the pill, some may want the injection.
Okay, are they about the same price or are the pills cheaper?
We don't have official word on pricing, but if you remember back in November, there was some talk around the cost of the oral GLP-1s starting at $150 a month and going up from there for higher doses. So net probably a little less than the injectables, but we know the price of the injectables has been going down. We saw several deals made with Novo Nordisk and Lilly back in November, same announcement, also potentially expanding access in U.S. Medicare for $254 a month.
Okay, Evan, you have said Novo needs the win. Why is that?
They needed the win because last year or 2025 for Novo has been tough. It always felt like they were, kind of not really focused on execution and that Lilly was just taking a lot of share and momentum in the market. We saw a new CEO came on board, restructuring. They lost the Metsera bidding war with Pfizer. So they really needed this win to start off 2026 right. They're not out of the woods yet. Plenty more to do, but this definitely helps.
Okay. Competitors, of course, are getting their pill, trying to get their pill to market as well. How quickly do you expect the competition to be out there?
Great question. So the key competitor is Lilly's orforglipron. Should be approved in the first half of next year. There have been questions around the use of a priority review voucher to potentially accelerate that. We don't have clarity on that. So I would assume, somewhere between first and second quarter in 2026 does give Novo a bit of a head start, but they don't have years and years and years to kind of, crush the competition. And we know Lilly is going to be very aggressive in marketing and launching their product.
Yeah. Does first out of the gate guarantee bigger market share historically?
Sometimes it does. Other times it's hard to say. Sometimes it does because there's momentum. But if you have a competitor a few months later, it's going to be, kind of even footing and they're going to counter detail each other. There are differences in the product that I think each company will highlight.
And I imagine that consumers, patients, don't want to switch medications very quickly because A, sometimes some medications take time to build up and really work, and B, you don't know what side effects could change.
For sure. And I think if a patient is doing well on Wegovy or Zepbound, they're going to stay on this because they're used to the shots. It's a tiny needle, and I think it's really important to emphasize that. But for patients who are curious, who have wanted to get on this, GLP-1 to, lose weight, this could be a great option. Also, in some patients who are tired of using weekly injectables could use this as maintenance therapy.
You mentioned, of course, there were discussion on keeping drug prices low in the U.S., deals that were struck.
Sure.
So could we see prices come down even further for drugs like these?
I mean, we model and expect that prices will continue to come down. And, the $1,100 a month list price is not the price that Novo Nordisk or Eli Lilly receives, nor what people pay. It's more akin to the cash pay price right now. Zepbound starter doses are $299. So expect them to come down, into the $200 per month range and even further later in the decade.
Okay. Let's talk a little bit about the fact that you have a hold on Novo. I'm wondering if this news has made you reconsider at all?
It's not enough. We downgraded Novo shares to a market performer hold rating back in April on concerns just that Lilly was executing, on all aspects and really moving forward where Novo was kind of faltering. And that was the right call this year. I think what I need to see from Novo to get that upgrade, a successful Wegovy pill launch. So really want to see enough supply come January where patients can actually get the product. I want to see also them kind of restarting growth in their GLP-1 market. I'm concerned that, some volumes in the injectables are maybe slowing next year and pricing is going to further erode that. Third, I really want to see the new CEO come on board and come up with a new strategy. Be aggressive, but don't break things. I didn't love the bidding war for Metsera. I thought that was a bit reckless. I'd like to see smart BD that helps propel the long-term trajectory of the company.
What do you expect the pill launch to look like, or what do you think it needs to be, as you mentioned, to gain the market share and hold on to it?
Sure. Well, remember, Novo has that exclusive deal with CVS, which is helpful. Also, they are a brand name, and they're very smart. They called it the Wegovy pill. It's not a new brand that folks have to learn. In terms of where we are versus consensus for next year, we're at about $1.6 billion, which is well ahead of the consensus that the company had provided ahead of this at about $700 million. We're bullish here. But I really need to see that execution, and not just with the pill, for me to really be bullish and more positive on the name.
So how easy is it to get these kinds of medications? I ask because initially it was associated with diabetes. Now it's been marketed more as sort of a weight loss pill. So is it something that that consumers will be easily able to get? Do they still need a prescription for it?
Of course, you need a prescription. I frame these as serious medications for patients with serious disease that manifests as obesity, right? They're serious drugs. So you need to be under medical care. Access has gotten easier. I think what we're going to see next year is more cash pay. So Lilly Direct, using platforms like Ro Health here in the United States. It basically kind of bypasses a lot of the friction you see with traditional obesity medicines providers. It's actually very hard to get into an obesity medicine clinic to get on a drug, but you can go on one of these telehealth platforms. I also expect that health insurers and really kind of plan sponsors, so employers, are figuring out how to cover these without breaking their budgets, and that's been a bit of a rub and a challenge. So a lot of these employers are actually pushing patients towards cash pay, and I think that's a bit of a different kind of conversation around insurance, but these are more accessible, although who pays for it, I think, is going to evolve.
All right, Evan Seigerman, thanks for joining us. Appreciate your time today.
Thank you so much.